say also the place, right, that you made. You know, if you read the instructions, it kind of tell you, but if you don't really read the show y'all, I don't know what y'all can see is Teflon tape. I don't know if I wrap it, because I never used this before, so this is the first time I'm using it. But it look like this connection, because I seal like I showed. YouTube, back with Myke LS. So what I'm doing today, I have a trans temp by Glow Shift, and I'm trying to attempt it. So I guess I'm gonna install it right here for now, and then later on I will reinstall it somewhere else. So I'm just running the wire harness right now, basically through the motor, which is right here. So this right here actually have to go to the tranny, and let me show y'all basically the little accessories I got. So this right here is an expandable circuit where I have to connect to my fuse box and connect to these wires here, the yellow, the orange, and the red, to basically get current. So going through the fuse box with this. What else we got here? This right here is this is a connector. They call this a stubby connector, and this is going to go into the transmission test port. And basically, I'm going to connect, you know, black and white to this right here. So this is where I'm going to get the reading for the test for the temp. And yeah, so I'm trying to do this install. Let me see what I can show you out here. And this is basically by Glow Shift. Let me give y'all a little idea of what's going on. So basically, as I can see right here, this is where the stubby connector is going to connect. And the expandable circuit, which I showed y'all, right, is going to connect to your fuse box. And that's where you're going to connect the red, the orange, and the yellow wire. Basically, the orange to the headlamp, the red to a 12-volt switch, and the yellow to a constant 12-volt switch. So, yeah, so this is what I'm doing right now. So, as I said, I just basically ran the wire, you know, from the inside to the outside of the car. Now I got to run it down into the transmission. I got to find the test port on the 4F60E, whatever, the tranny. And yeah, so I'm basically about to put it together. So I just wanted to show you what I got going on right now, and let's see how everything work out after I run the wires and do the quick install. So stay tuned with me, and let's see how this works. Alright, so I want to just basically run down this Glow Shift transmission temp gauge, which I'm installing. I have a lot of information for y'all, which is very useful, that I had to figure out on my own. So first thing first, let me show y'all. This is what I got. I got a tinted 7-color series Glow Shift performance gauge part. If you go on glowshift.com, basically they got it for basically all, like, you know, oil pressure, water, blah, blah, blah. But this is for the temp, right? So I'm just showing y'all the 7 different colors, which you could use once you have it properly installed. And y'all see right here, www.glowshift.com. Glow Shift, y'all need to pay me for this promotion, what I'm doing right here. But other than that, so when you purchase this right here, right, this actually is for, I guess, any model car. Basically, you got some information right here, right? So what they don't tell you in this, in their video, right? So you got different applications where you can put the part. So I actually just got the part where you can put it like on your dashboard. So this is basically what it, you know, the box look like, and this is a little information in the back, right? So also what Glow Shift does, right? Let me open this box here for y'all, and let me see if I have any hardware. So this is one of the hardware that comes with the gauge, right? This is like a bracket if you're not going to use a part or nothing like that. You can mount it on anywhere. And it comes with the wire harness. Basically, this wire harness I want to show y'all. This wire harness is short as crap. So this is the wire harness they basically give you, right? So these two right here, the yellow and the green, basically have to run down into the motor and connect to the sensor. So I have the sensor right here. So this is basically going to give you the temperature, and basically these two with connectors connect on to it. So this goes into the transmission test port, right? So I don't know what vehicle this is for, right? This fitting right here, but I have a 4L60E transmission. So what you gotta do is go on their website, right? And they call it a stubby sensor. So this stubby sensor right here is actually for my transmission port. So this is the application I have to buy additionally, right? So I had to buy this additionally because this is the one they supply, which is not gonna work for my vehicle, right? As I said, this is the wire harness they give you, which, as I said, they run from. Let me show y'all the gauge, people. Right. So the gauge is right here, right? As y'all can see, the gauge is right here. So basically, this wire harness right here that connects to the back of the gauge. If y'all see it right here, it'll connect in the back of the gauge, but it cannot go into the transmission. So what I basically had to do, which I'm gonna show y'all. This right here is for the temperature sensor. They call it shorter stubby temperature sensor. So basically I had to buy this for for my transmission, right? And then the wire harness, which this is a seven color series extended wire harness. So you gotta buy the extended wire harness because the wire harness they provide right here is too short. So that's how they get you. They don't tell you that after you get everything, unless you got additional wires or something that you're gonna run, you gotta make sure you get the right gauge wire. But the best thing to do is to buy the extended wire harness, which is right here. So this right here was basically no good for me, and this right here was no good for me. Right. So another thing, which I gotta show y'all, is they recommend that you use Teflon tape, right? So the thing with the Teflon tape is, you're going into a hot transmission. So you'll put the Teflon tape on here. You'll put this basically into the transmission. So what happens now? As soon as you start the car, you'll tighten this as tight as you want to tighten it. As soon as you start the car, what happens to the Teflon tape? The Teflon tape is going to melt, right? So they didn't tell you that the Teflon tape is going to melt. Teflon tape is really made for like cold applications, gas, or like cold piping or whatever, but it's not made for the transmission. So I had to do some research. So you gotta get thread sealing. So basically this is a high temperature thread sealing, and y'all basically see the gauge right here. So the way this kind of has to work is you kind of have to put it half the way on it, not on the whole thing. You put it in, and then it shows you, basically gives you instructions on how for best result clean, right? Apply 3/4 of threading, return, right? And then it says, let's see the part where it tells you how long to put it on for. Note the sealing, metal fitting, blah, blah, blah. It says fixture in approximately for 4 hours, right? So we got seen for 4 hours for it could fully cure, or 72 hours. So basically it's a sealant. So basically it's gonna seal it from basically leaking and all that, right? So, okay, so now that part again, I need to show y'all basically what tools you gotta use. So basically I was using this, right? This is the wrong thing to use because at the end of the day, so you're going in underneath the transmission, right? So you have to put this in here. So basically you have to take this, turn it, take it out, turn it, right? So what I did, right, I went and I got a ratchet wrench. So basically it's the same thing as a 9/16, but the only problem I ran into, if y'all look at the size, right, the ratchet wrench is a little bit longer, right? So now I'm up in there, right? And basically it's working, it's doing what it's doing, but I have no room to basically turn it because it's hitting the body of the car. So what I did now, did some research again. I got something called, let me move this out of the way for y'all, right? Something called a stubby flex head ratchet wrench, same 916. So what I'm trying to get to is, if you're gonna do this application, this is what you gotta get. You gotta get the stubby ratchet wrench. Basically what they call, flex head, sorry. So it's a flex head. So the head can flex, so you gotta, you know, this is not a flex head. So this right here, I had a hard time with this one. This one right here is just too long and it don't flex. So this one right here, so you gotta go with this. All right, so I'll be right back with y'all after I try to get everything reinstalled again, and we're gonna see how that works. All right, guys, what I forgot to say also, this right here, right? You gotta maybe have to get this, right? This right here is called it got a particular name for it. It's a transmission, it's an extender. So basically the extender is for the stubby sensor, right? Because this is in such an awkward place, right? That you may need this right here to basically, you put this in the test port, and then now you have this. So these are things that's which, you know, if you read the instructions, they kind of tell you, but if you don't really read the instructions good, you wouldn't know. Until you run into that problem, then you gotta get this, and that's what happened to me. So basically, let me show y'all. I don't know what y'all can see is low shift transmission. I don't know what it says, Testmatic or whatever. But this is the extension. Right, let me look at the paperwork, which I didn't, because I kind of like, you know, found this like online, like just going through, you know, different forums and different things that, you know, different problems people went through. And let's see what these instructions say, which is always good to read. So basically, this is what it's going to look like, if y'all actually can see. So it goes right here, and this is basically a stubby sensor that connects to the wire. Because, you know, some transmissions is very awkward. So they just basically said use Teflon tape. Don't use Teflon tape. Use the thread sealing. I don't know where they, you know, Teflon tape, you know what I mean? It's a 1/8 MP sensor. Be sure to wrap Teflon tape in the same direction. Teflon tape, I don't know if I wrapped it in the wrong direction or whatever it may be, but the shit ain't work because the shit we kept on just like pouring out. So this is why I had to try to use this right here. Remove ball plug, test plug. We did that already with 11-inch, whatever. Yeah. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on here, this on here. As I said, I got the 9/16 work on here, and what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna actually use the ratchet, right? Use the ratchet, get it in there, tighten it up. Then I'm gonna use this, and then I'm gonna use the flex head and do that. So, all right, let's apply some of this. This is pretty big, so I gotta kind of like, you know, see how this is gonna pan out here. Because I never used this before, so this is the first time I'm using this. So let's see what comes out here. And so, you know, it says don't put it on the whole thing. So we're gonna kind of smear it around decent. Because I need this thing to seal up and lock up. My threading good. No problems, good. No leaks. I'm trying to avoid that transmission leaking. So as I said before, it says allow what it says, 72 hours, something like that. So you know, it tell you kind of go like midway, you know, not on the whole thing. So that look basically decent, right now, don't you? Mm-hmm. Decent enough. I don't go too crazy with it, but I don't want to go too crazy, but I want to go crazy because I don't want that. I can't, you know, I've been at this for like 2 days, people, with this thing leaking, and I couldn't really understand. All right, so I got that one. So now here comes Mr. Stubby sensor. So I'm gonna go halfway with it. Alright. I tell you don't thread the whole thing. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'll just do this enough. And leave the top. I think that's pretty decent, right? Mm-hmm. Get the whole top. I got everything kind of narrowed in. Alright, so we got this here, and we got this here. Right, so this is going into transmission, and this is going into here, and we allow 72 hours to hold it, and hopefully this do the job. So a little bit right here. Cause I gotta go in first with this one, and then I gotta grab this one here, right, and go on next. So we gonna put y'all on a quick time lapse while I try to get this in, and then at the end we're gonna show y'all what it looks like. Alright guys, so I'm trying to give y'all a close up, which I can see right there. So that's the extension and the sensor. That's the place we're going to that. So basically I use that high temperature sealant, and hopefully that will do the trick, because at the end of the day when I use the Teflon tape, it basically like it melted it. And so this is basically the position. Let me see if I can catch it on right here. For where my test port was at, and basically where my where I had to put the extension in. Basically I put a decent amount of that sealant on there, so that gotta do the job from basically making transmission fluid come out, and we could get some motion basically going on here. So yeah. So by tomorrow, I will definitely continue this video to show y'all the end result. Hopefully when I start the car, we have no fluid leaking, then we actually could connect the hardware and we could get some action going on, and then we do our test drive to make sure everything hold up, to see what temperature that we're running, basically, because I put the big 40K transmission cooler, so I want to see it's supposed to stay under. The max supposed to be like 150, but I ain't supposed to go higher than that. So that's what basically we really want to see, and that's what we're doing. All right, so I will catch y'all on the next video, the continuation, which will be tomorrow, on the end result after everything cure and hold up. All right, guys. Alright guys, so this is my pressure, what it look like. This is reading good, but still got a problem. It's still leaking through the test port. I may have to get a different connection, basically from close shift, and connect it maybe to the lines, because I use the Teflon tape, I use the high temperature sealed like I showed y'all earlier in the video, and I made it sit for like a whole day and a half, and I put enough on it, and it's still leaking. So I think I'm gonna go another route. And this is very exhausting trying to get this, you know. I thought I had something going, but apparently not. It's still leaking. So I'm gonna have to try another result. I'll keep y'all updated. This is very exhausting, man. You know, I've been at this for a little while now, trying to get this situated. Hopefully, you know, just to read my transmission temp. It's successfully didn't work. So I gotta go another route with this. I'm gonna buy the adapters to go through the trans-cooler lines, and hopefully that'll be more efficient and better for this application. Alright, man. I'll catch y'all with a different update